the QKZ HBB Hades. Overall build, it's pretty good. Like the shell itself, not bad at all. I really like that base plate actually. I think that's pretty. Yeah, the shell itself, not bad. Nozzle is 6 millimeters at its widest point. Yeah. Ear hooks, they were a problem for me. They kept pulling the IEM out of my ears, is what it is. No cinch. Yeah, cable's a little janky, but it's not the worst cable I've ever used. Has a little bit of memory. Fights me a bit, but yeah, not the worst. At least it comes with the case. It's kind of like this plasticky hard shell case. Yeah, overall build, it's okay. This was sent to me by AWSMDanny. Thank you, AWSMDanny, for letting me have this, because yeah, it's a lot of bass, and I like my bass. How do these sound? So, a lot of bass. A lot of bass. Very muddy, very bloaty. It's a vibe. The upper mids, it does kind of like do that cutout and rise thing going on, so it preserves some form of like normality to music, but it's like very much low end. So the treble, it kind of like nicely falls off. Actually, it's not too bad. But essentially, I really hated this for a lot of songs, and I really enjoyed it for a lot of songs. It really depended on the track. When it was rock and roll, not my thing. It was just the timbre was just way too off. But when it was like some hip hop, like when I was listening to like some Logic, some Run the Jewels, some like, I don't know, Jay-Z, whatever. I was having a good time. So it really depends on the song. And it wasn't even all hip hop. Some hip hop I didn't love either. Like, it really seems to be like, as long as the music didn't have like guitar or a bass guitar, I kind of didn't have a problem. It was fun. For some EDM, it was fun. Electronic music, very fun. But if it had that guitar, bass guitar kind of thing going on, it just bugged me a little too much. Not my thing. So very much song dependent. While I was listening to it, it kind of reminded me of one IEM. There's like, I think I only have one IEM that's kind of similar vibes. It's the MT Pro, and I really like the MT Pro. It's this bassy thing going on, like the muddy, thick mids. I kind of enjoy that at times. I really do. But the MT Pro, it has this extension in the upper treble that just kind of adds this sense of clarity to the music, to the point where I can even enjoy some music with guitars and bass guitars. It just kind of, it's like compensating for the amount of low end, which makes it really enjoyable, actually, for me personally. That's not going to be for everybody. It's still that super thick, muddy mids, but for me personally, I have a good time listening to this sometimes. So yeah, they have similar vibes, but the MT Pro just has that little bit more going for it, and the treble just add that sense of clarity. But this is way more expensive, like way more expensive. So, essentially, also, impedance adapter. You're like, hobby talk. It's stupid bass. You should throw an impedance adapter on it. Yeah, you'd think, but it doesn't change things a whole lot. It does change things, but not a ton. So I was thinking the same thing. I was like, oh man, what'd be really funny? Hades with an impedance adapter. Let's see how that goes. Yeah, it's not that funny. So, yeah, overall, I think this is kind of funny, or kind of fun. Funny. I think it's kind of fun. I don't hate it. I think if you want this type of sound, like the meme bass sound, it is enjoyable for some music. I think it's an all right buy at that point, but you really got to be wanting that type of sound, and I personally am one who enjoys that type of sound sometimes. So yeah, yeah. Overall, yeah, not bad. Definitely bad for a lot of people. There's gonna be a lot of people who they'll hate this, but for me personally, I had fun. I had a fun time listening to this. This isn't an IEM that I was like, oh, can I just get the review over with? No, I actually did have a fun time listening to this. So yeah. If you have any questions for me, leave them in the comments down below. Like, comment, subscribe, and until next time.